I am. This look right here is one of absolute disappointment. No, not because of the movie. All right, because of the people online. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie 2 was easily one of the greatest movies of this year. Okay, oh my god, oh my god, I just finished watching it. Okay, because I have some websites that are sketchy and stuff. So yeah, let's not tell anyone about that. Okay, technically. Anyways, bro. Oh my, oh my. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Okay, because and honestly, it mm, everyone who says that the movie is bad do not understand five. They're not a true Five Nights at Freddy's fan. They don't like Five Nights at Freddy's truly. Okay, uh, you cannot watch what I just watched and then say that it was a bad movie. Like objectively, that is an impossible statement. You cannot physically cannot say that it is a bad movie. Okay, it is. I mean, sure, maybe some of the kids weren't the greatest with acting, but um, I'm at a loss for words right now. With this was absolute cinema. Okay, I I genuinely have never felt so much excitement while watching a single movie before. Okay, the last time I felt anything close to this was when I was watching Arcane like a year ago, and I didn't even like League of Legends, and that was a good show. Okay, but I don't know what to say about this. Okay, I mean people are gonna talk about some stuff. Okay, so everything is awesome. Okay, now if it was rated, now granted, is there potential for improvement? Could it have been better? Yes, but that is to say, this movie should not have gotten a 6 out of 10 on IMDb or whatever the fuck the big critics website is. Movie critics and people on TikTok are genuinely the most retarded people I've ever seen. Okay, because they said that the movie is objectively shit and ass. Okay, but listen, let's go over the facts right now. Okay, you've got really good pieces of lore that um that contribute that are from the games. Okay, and that also are unique to the movies, giving it its own perspective on it. Okay, you've got a really good storyline too, a really good plot, an actual like issue to drive the story forward, and I'm trying to think because I'm like my brain is like everywhere right now. Um, Overall, I can't really I don't know what to say about this because I'm not very good personally at like look like looking more deeply into looking more deeply into media and stuff, you know. But what I can say with confidence is don't listen to what these people say on social media and stuff. Don't listen. Okay. Don't listen to don't listen to anyone. Okay, wait until you see this movie before you form an opinion. Okay, because I went into this thinking, okay, maybe it's not gonna be the greatest. It's gonna be maybe a little bit ass. It's dead. How wrong I was to have that mindset going into this movie. Genuinely, easily top 10 movies of all time. All right, like is top 10, and then top 10 movies of all time. All right, but then top 5 video game adaptation movies of all time. Sonic 3 being one of them. Next to Doom. The Doom movie wasn't very good. Like 2005. There was a little movie based off of Doom 3, but that was I mean it was all right. But anyways, that's besides the point. We're not gonna talk about that. Um, yeah, I mean, plus the cliffhanger and stuff is really good too. Like a whole like 30 seconds before the ending. I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, right? Or yeah, I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it. Spoiler's ahead. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to click off this video to avoid spoilers. Five, four, three, two, one. So the marionette basically has this ability to possess people if you don't already know. All right, in the movies, all right, because it's the marionette. You know, you control things. Puppet master, right? The puppets, and because of this, let me think about this, because of this, the marionette's also able to control people, and I really love how they interpreted, agony, or not agony, like, um I forgot what it was in the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. There's like this substance that captures like the emotions of people, right? Before are we fucking serious right now? I go on Google to look up this shit about Five Nights at Freddy's lore. First thing that comes up. Okay, you can't even see it. Okay, let me try and turn my brightness down for you guys. Read that for a second. Review: Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a messy, unscary sequel, and New York somebody on the Seattle Times says you should not go see it. Them and fuck them on too. This is easily oh my god, this movie, I swear, in 10 years people are going to switch up on this movie, and they're gonna this is gonna be a Ready Player One situation. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a Ready Player One situation where people switch up on this movie like 10 years later. Okay, I'm calling it right now. Um, so okay, I've just been sitting here glazing this whole movie. I haven't really made a valid take on it, except that it's objectively not shit. It's good, but so I'm just gonna end the video here. I didn't really bring up any pointers as to why it's good, because I'm not very good at analyzing media, you know. But well, I'm gonna sit here and think about this. Be serious, okay? Just give me a sec. So, Five Nights at Freddy's movie 2, right? It starts off again, spoilers. So click off the video if you don't want spoilers. So the Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the idea is okay. So about a year or so later, Mike and Abby are recovering from the incident of the first movie. So is Vanessa. You know, she's dealing with trauma and stuff. We see flashbacks. But actually, the opening of the movie is showing Charlie's death and how she became the marionette. Okay, and that was actually pretty cool. It was literally probably top 10 oral farming. Not top 10. No, never mind. I'm gonna stop there. Okay, but anyways, so in the flashback, it showed how Charlie actually tried saving a kid, and all the parents actually ignored her when she was asking for help, and even after they found her dead on the stage with 3 stab wounds to her spine, the parents still didn't react, right? And um, so yeah, so that leads to the marionette being the way she is. Okay, well, actually, where she's very vengeful and full of rage because she believes that parents are the problem, because parents are what caused her to die and ignore her. They ignored her, right? So now I'm gonna look up something real quick. What is the substance in the Five Nights at Freddy's lore that captures the final emotion that somebody felt before turning them into an animatronic? In the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Okay, so I thought there was a specific substance for that. Okay, like like agony or something. No, that's a different thing though. Remnant. Like I really like their take on Remnant. How it it pushed the story forward, because the way they did it was in Five Nights at Freddy's. But in the Five Nights at Freddy's games, the way they do it is just the kids, they have the remnant in them, and then they become like, they basically just act violent because that's all they knew before they died was violence. But but in the movie, okay, the what happens is they actually act out their last emotion that they felt, which for the marionette was rage. Rage at parents, rage at William Afton. So yeah, because of this, the marionette tried going on a killing spree, and she was actually so the this actually makes so much sense, which I do think something about this could be applied to the games to figuring out the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, but the the marionette actually the FNAF 2 animatronics they don't move on their own. They actually are controlled wirelessly by the marionette. Okay, and that's actually like I'm that is how I think they're going to be integrating Afton robotics into the story as well for the movies. Okay, that's just how I see it. That's how they're gonna do their take on Afton robotics. This looks so weird. Sorry. It's just I don't know. Anyways, now with that being said, okay. Um, throughout the movie, it shows like this build up, slow, slow burn. Like I don't know how to explain it. And oh my god, I just remembered something. The way the people look when Charlotte possesses them. Oh my god. Genuinely, if this was some shit straight out of The Conjuring, and not just with the way they looked, but how they acted as well. Genuinely, I, I thought that if I was in that situation, I mean, any reasonable person would be like this in this situation, but I thought if one of the somebody possessed by the marionette was right in front of me right now, the fear of God would be struck into me. I would have been more afraid of anything than I've ever been afraid of anything in my life. Like you do not understand. They actually did really good with designs and everything, and practical effects were really good too. The only thing I do wish though, I do wish they had more blood, which I understand they had blood and everything, but I wish they had some more of it. Because it wasn't. I mean, it was a little bloody. Okay, don't get me wrong, it was bloody, but I feel like a little extra, maybe a gallon or two of blood would have easily made it so much better. All right, but that will also push it into the more rated R section. I don't know. Then there's I'm thinking. Bear with me now. I don't normally try to like deeply analyze movies and things. I just watch them and I forget about half the movie. And I just glaze the plot. Um, so I'm gonna stop here, okay? Because I'm just going down this rabbit hole stuff. But seriously, like this movie, if you want to watch, if you want to watch the movie, don't listen to critics or anyone. This is actually a really good movie. This is not messy. It's not rushed. It's not half-assed. It's not garbage. It's not anything. It is purely a movie made for Five Nights at Freddy's fans by Five Nights at Freddy's fans, except Josh Hutcherson. He didn't play any of the games. He said, and I quote, "Well, I mean, the main character of the games didn't know about all this stuff, so I should get into character of that, right? Because he doesn't know jack diddly squat about Five Nights at Freddy's." But on the other hand, know a lot about Five Nights at Freddy's. I have so many books regarding Five Nights at Freddy's. Let me show you guys. Um. All right, hold on. There's those. What's that? All right. Boom. Oh shoot. Shoot. No. 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 Fuck. All right. Whatever. Show you guys real quick because I have been now. People say that people on the internet are saying, as FNAF diehard FNAF fans, they are disappointed in this movie. But I am an absolute diehard FNAF fan, and I am absolutely in love with this movie. Because look, like I got a bunch of stuff for Friday Night Freddy's. Look, see, I got the not fourth closet. I got the Fazbear Frights books, first four. Okay, um, I got the whole Silver Eyes trilogy. All right, boom. There's that. I've got kind of out of order as they fell. That's book 5, 6. Yeah, I've got first 6 books of the Tales from the Peace Book series. I'm working on getting the other ones that come after, and I've got first 3 interactive novels, which I read the. Well, I mean, technically there is one online that you can get that's free. I got the drawing book. Got the drawing book. Okay, and I've got 3 guide. Okay, this is no. I got the character encyclopedia right here. Right, and then 2 guides. Okay, and then also I have the core collection, and I have an entire. And I also have. I'm not going to go get them because they're elsewhere, but I also have like a ton of Five Nights at Freddy's like plushies. Okay, I genuinely have like a lot of knowledge regarding the game and a lot of love for the games. And I gotta say, this movie did not disappoint. This genuinely and I know I'm just ranting at this point, but this but my point the point I'm trying to get across is this movie will not be a disappointment. And if you say it is a disappointment, look, I will respect your opinion, but I will also say that you truly do not understand Five Nights at Freddy's if you do not like this movie. You do not, because there's almost nothing you can dislike about this. Okay, genuinely, there's like no reason to hate it or call it messy or anything. And because people that are saying things like that are just like illiterate in when it comes to media. They have like no taste, no sense of like anything when it comes to movies. All right, but you can say what you want about it. Okay, say what you want about me. Say like whatever, but don't. But this movie definitely exceeded my expectations a lot. Now I'm gonna find a place to put these books after I finish this video up. So, anyways, look, I literally I cannot move right now. I cannot move right now. There's like a stack of them on my lap. Um, but let me show you. You know what? Yeah, look at that. Look at them all together. I'm not even done collecting them. This is like an obsession to me. This is a chronic obsession or something. Because I even bought the collector's edition of Security Breach even though I already had the digital version. Um, so yeah, anyways, I'm done ranting. I didn't do much of it was more of like my objective opinion than reviews in a way. But still, I feel like I needed to just talk about it because of how much hate I've been seeing this get online. Like, genuinely, it is disappointing. I'm not disappointed in the movie. I'm disappointed in the fandom. All right, because you guys were supposed to. You guys asked for this. Okay, you asked for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and this is what you're getting, and it is, and it is like. Oh, another thing that I just remembered that I saw online. So there are people saying that it isn't anything like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. What do you, what do you want? What? There, I think I mentioned this earlier in the video. I don't remember, but there are people that genuinely expect from a Five Nights at Freddy's movie just to be a 1-to-1 of the game, where you just sit there and you watch somebody sitting in an office closing doors for 6 fucking hours. No, no, it is not going to be anything like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like the game. No, it is going to have elements from the game. That's why it's called an adaptation, because it takes elements from the original source and then puts them in its own interpretation. It, like that is, I can pull up the definition right now of an adaptation. Here, look. Let me just get a thing. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me fix that. Hold on, let me show you. Look, let me look at that. You see, a game to movie adaptation is a film or series based on the video game, translating its characters, worlds, plots, or themes into a linear cinematic format, bridging interactive gameplay with traditional storytelling. Aiming to capture the game's essence for broader audiences. Okay, the essence of the game. Not It's not supposed to be exactly Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where you're sitting in a goddamn office. All right, for example, these are perfect examples of Sonic the Hedgehog or The Last of Us. Okay, like, but it just baffles me the thought process some of these brain dead people have when it comes to this movie. Okay, like I don't know why. All right, but anyways, I'm done ranting. This I said all I could say about this movie and everything. Um. Okay. I guess peace out, guys. Bye.